they have not been the powerhouse team that they were at the beginning of the year. Now, I don't think they would have made a far run into the postseason. I got to go with the Pacers to get the win at home on this one. But all in all, it's the predictions that matter. I got to take the Bucks to get the win at home. I think they win 30-28. What's up, everybody? My name is Corey, and I would like to welcome you back to another Sports Beast prediction video. As some of you may know, playoffs are upon us. Just a couple more weeks left in this regular season. And that's what I want to take a look at. I want to look at this playoff picture and see if I can predict any moves and how these playoffs are going to play out. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to start with the AFC and the division leaders right now. You have KC in the number 1 spot, Tennessee Titans, Bengals, and Bills at that number 4 spot. So KC, their last 2 games, they have the Bengals and the Broncos. I think this is going to be a pretty good one for them. Overall, I honestly think they could win out and end up getting that first round bye. I do think the Bengals give them a hard time, which make me kind of question that. So I'm going to say they go 1-1 in their last 2. Bring that record to 12-5, I believe. Yeah, 12-5. And then that's just kind of it for them. Tennessee has Dolphins and Texans. Dolphins just came up big last night, putting themselves in the playoff spot. Texans, they're going to steamroll right over the Texans. This is where it gets interesting if you're a Titans fan. If you're a Titans fan, I think they move both of these teams out of the way very quickly, bringing their record to also 12-5, which means you got to go to the head-to-head. Titans took the head-to-head over KC. So KC loses that first round bye, gives it up to Tennessee. Congrats, Tennessee. Bengals. Bengals' last 2 games are, where you at? Oh, yeah, KC and the Browns. Again, I don't know for sure whether or not they're beating KC, and Browns beat them in the regular season earlier. So this one's kind of a tough one again. I think they go 1-1, just kind of playing it safe here, which brings their record to 10-7. Bills fans, you're here, you made it here, you started off, you've been a little choppy throughout the season, but as long as Josh Allen plays to his ability, I think this team can make a good playoff run. Bills' last 2 are Falcons and Jets. Again, very, very winnable games as long as Allen is playing up to his ability, like I said. I think they take both of these games because they know they need to win. 2-0, these last 2 games, bringing them to 11-6, 1 game ahead of the Bengals. So this is how I think your division leaders in the AFC are going to pan out, which really sets the tone for, who's these bottom guys. At number 5, you have the Colts. Colts have Raiders and Jags. I think the Raiders can give the Colts a run for their money. However, this defense is too on point this year to be really making any mistakes now. The run game is incredible. You have the second best running back in the league right now in Jonathan Taylor. I say second because we all know if King Henry was in, it wouldn't even be a competition. So you got Jonathan Taylor, and he's doing a great job. They are, Raiders and Jags. I think they go 2-0 again. I think it's a close matchup with the Raiders, and then Jags are just the Jags, bringing their record to 11-6. New England. Jaguars and Dolphins, very easy, winnable games for this team. Their defense has been good. They have to find a way to make the passing game better in their games. If either of these teams, and I say either, but Dolphins have the best chance to try to stop the run, which will eliminate a lot of that passing game and just kind of take them out of the game completely, and then put all the pressure on their defense and try to win this game defensively. Dolphins have that best chance. Nonetheless, I do think they sweep, just like most of the other teams. I do think the Patriots sweep, making their record 11-6. And then you go to the head-to-head matchup to determine who gets that spot. The Colts, I believe, have that spot. They do have that head-to-head advantage, keeping them at 5 and keeping Patriots at 6. Now this spot, the number 7 spot, is the one that every single player or every single remaining team is fighting for now. You got a lot of 8 and 7s wrestling around down here trying to get that spot that the Dolphins just got last night. They ended up winning against the Saints and kicking Baltimore out of that spot. So, let's look at the Dolphins. The Dolphins' last 2 games are the Titans and the Patriots. Unless the Patriots say, "Hey, screw it, we're here," and they lock up at least a playoff spot, and they sit some starters, they're losing that game, guarantee it. Titans, the Dolphins aren't even showing up to the Titans game because they want that first round bye. So I'm assuming they go 0-2 in their last 2, which would bring the Bengals back into it, assuming that everything else is on pace. Which would bring the Ravens back into it. And then from there on out, you have Baltimore, Raiders, and Chargers. As long as they both win one of their last 2 games, only one of their last 2 games, all these teams have beaten each other in some kind of triangular shape, somehow, some way, fashion. But if you look at the remaining schedule, I think the Browns have the best remaining schedule to win out. I don't think they will, mainly because they play the Steelers, who for some reason they cannot. They beat the Steelers once every couple of years, and the Bengals, which they have beaten this year. So it makes me want to say maybe the Steelers are going to win, because we still have about that much of a chance. But the Bengals is a toss-up, so I don't know. I'm going to say they go 1-1, but they could win out, which would give them the tiebreaker over Baltimore. But if the Chargers win out, the Chargers beat the Browns, and I believe the Raiders beat the Browns. So if these 2 teams win out, the Browns aren't going anywhere with it. I did not look too in-depth because it did happen last night where and how the Dolphins are above the Raiders. But basically what I'm saying is I think the Dolphins are going to lose their last two, putting Baltimore back at the number 7 spot. And I think Baltimore stays there and secures that spot. So that's pretty much it. The AFC playoff picture, kind of as it stands right now. I appreciate you watching this one. Don't forget to stick around for the NFC side of things. I'll be doing a video on that as well. But yeah, my name is Corey. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.